It's Saturday morning here at Power Talk Radio, 1460 AM, 101.1 FM, and it's time for us to talk technology on the Experts program. And our good friend, our tech friend of so many years, Luis Alvarez, is with us now. Luis, welcome back.
Thank you, Mark. How are you, my friend?
Oh, not bad at all. I'm just thinking we've been doing this, like 20 years now?
At least.
That's great. Longer than most people have been married.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny. Sometimes people ask me, how long have you been doing this thing? I'm like, I have no idea. It's like my weekly thing. I've been doing it forever. It's like penciled in.
And it's funny that as technology has evolved, the method by which we do these programs has changed. Every few years, we move on to a different technology. And I can remember when we first started out, we were using a device because, our thing was always doing this program with Luis was we wanted to try to get the best quality audio on the air. So we weren't going to do just a plain old telephone call to do this program. I remember there was a device that we had that worked over a regular phone line, but it digitized the audio. It had an analog to digital converter, and then on the receive end, it went D to A, digital back to analog. And you might remember that. It was a little red box that hooked up to the phone line, and I believe we had one end at your office, and either you'd dial into us or we'd dial into you, and it worked pretty well. And those worked on the old style POTS phones lines. And then when the POTS lines started to go away, I think we did Skype for a while. We did a lot of different things. And now for the last few years, I think we used Zoom for a little bit, and now we've been using Microsoft Teams, and it's probably the best audio quality we have ever been able to give the audience in doing this segment is with the Microsoft Teams. But it's kind of funny the way that it's changed over the years, but just like technology, it's evolved.
Yeah, and remember those early days, it was timing was everything, right? Because we were doing it live, and
yes,
and I had to get to the office at just the right time so we could cut into your show at the right point in the segment. It was now we have the luxury of pre-recording and taking our time doing this.
Yeah, and of course you do it from home. I'm at home, and I record it on a PC. I can remember when we first started, we'd record on a reel-to-reel machine, at least on my end, to make copies. I was recording the show on an old-style analog reel-to-reel machine, which is a very good audio transport, but just created a lot of extra work for editing. You had to have the special tape and a grease pencil. Anyway, it's a lot easier to cut and paste with the digital realm these days. So it's always kind of fun to kind of look back and see the path that we've traveled over the years.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And we've always got something interesting to talk about, and today is no exception. We're talking about AI today, and does Agentic AI present the new monetization opportunity in data and AI? And what exactly is Agentic AI? And even though we don't know about it, we need to learn about it because these things are going to impact all of our lives.
Yeah, so Agentic AI is an exciting evolution of what we've come to see as AI, the open AI or the Gemini, if you're using Google AI agents that are really good at providing generic information. So, if you use Copilot, which is what Microsoft has, or ChatGPT, you go in and you ask it a question and, you can have this interactive conversation, but it's really you driving the conversation with the AI agent. Agentic AI is taking that AI capability and creating an independent, autonomous agent that can make decisions, pursue goals, check in with you when it needs advice or guidance, but it basically can do things on its own. So think of like a travel agent where you would have an AI travel agent where you can say, hey, my wife and I want to go to Paris for a week. We want to stay at a moderately priced hotel. We want to fly premium economy out of San Francisco to Paris, and we want to do some walking tours. Can you put together an itinerary, check in with me with the details, and then if I approve it, go ahead and book everything for us. And it would have your credit card information. It would have everything it needs to do all those tasks for you. So it would go off and it would find the best hotel, the best flights within your parameters, and then present them to you. And if you say, yeah, go ahead and book it, it would take care of all the details so that you yourself wouldn't have to do anything like that. So that's one example of an agentic AI agent. I'm testing one internally that's think of it as an admin assistant. It's called Journey. And the idea behind it is that it has access to your email, to my Teams interactions, all my Teams meetings, and it can basically hover in the background and listen into what I'm doing, look at all my emails, suggest the emails that are most important to me that I should read right away, generate generate responses to those emails that are important to me and suggest and get approval for the responses. So it helps me throughout my day be more efficient and more effective, just like a human admin assistant would be. So those are a couple of examples of what Agentic AI is going to be all about.
Wow. And it sounds like it's AI on steroids.
It is. It's basically taking AI and making it much more useful in people's day-to-day lives. Another example is a lot of financial services companies are creating AI agents that can be tailored specifically to what your financial needs are, how you want to invest your money, what kind of stocks and bonds you want to buy. And then it will be working on your behalf in the background. And you can decide to what extent it can be independent or whether it has to check in with you for making financial decisions or investments on your behalf. So rather than using a human to do that sort of work, as many people do, they have a broker or they have a financial advisor, these agents can be customized to each individual person and be much more effective at helping you make financial decisions rather than waiting for your, quarterly or annual check-in with your financial advisor.
So if somebody wants to get into this agentic AI, where's the best place for them to start?
So one, you need to learn about it, and there's plenty of learning methods out there. I would suggest you go to YouTube and look up Agentic AI, and there'll be a lot of companies that have posted videos, Microsoft and Google in particular, on how to get started on learning about Agentic AI, whether you want to be somebody who designs the agents, but more importantly, somebody that can come up with the ideas of what the agents should do. Because the actual programming and, coding, if you will, is really, really easy because the agents themselves can help you basically program what they do. It's coming up with ideas of what agents can do for people that's going to be what the secret sauce is going to be for the people that are going to be successful in creating these agents.
Sounds really interesting. Agentic, A-G-E-N-T-I-C, Agentic AI is what we're talking about, and easy for you to find online, and some great how-to videos, or at least explanatory videos of how it all works online on YouTube. Hey, Louis, before we wrap up here, a couple things to mention. I think the other day I sent you a link about a new device called the Brick. And
yes.
And this is really interesting, and it gets to the compulsion that we all have to look at our phones all the time and to spend so much time online and to be distracted. It's so easy to let our electronic devices distract us from what else we need to be doing at that moment. So some company has come out with a device called the Brick. What do you know about this?
Yeah, so it's a company, you can find them online at getbrick.app, and it's an app that you download to your phone that basically lets you temporarily or permanently, depending on how you want to do it, silence your phone's, chatty nature, right? So many of us have a lot of apps that notify us throughout the day of incoming text or news highlights, or, I have the NFL.com on my phone, and so I'll get updates on the trades that are going on in the NFL. But sometimes those things can become annoying because you kind of want to have a point in time when you have some quiet time. So with Brick, you can silence all of that chatter for a period of time. And a lot of people that have been using it find it really comforting because they become less reactive to the things that are going on, all these alerts that they get through their phone. And it's, relatively inexpensive. It's $59. And you have this little device that works with an app on your phone. And you can just say, Brick my phone for the next 2 hours or the next day, maybe while you're on vacation. So you don't respond to all that stuff. So it's a really cool thing.
And apparently you can decide what apps you want to have it brick. You can either brick everything, and then the phone will be just like it's not even on your person, or you can decide no social media notifications, no email notifications, no text message notifications, no distractions. You pick which ones and how long you want them to be silenced. Then you can put the phone aside and you can do whatever it is that you need to be doing. So it sounds like it's a really neat kind of thing that maybe if you've got a compulsion to be looking at your phone all the time, this may be one thing that might help you focus on the task at hand.
Exactly. I think it's a really cool idea and something that a lot of people will appreciate.
Let's see. A couple last things here. I'm just looking at Nextdoor, which is it's an app on our phones and on our computers, social media. And this happened to somebody out in Carmel Valley yesterday. They said, hey neighbors, yesterday my nephew put my laptop on the roof of my car and I drove off with it up there. Apparently it fell off somewhere between Carmel Valley Valley Road around Mid-Valley. If you find it, I'd greatly appreciate its return. Well, who knows what condition it would be in.
Yeah.
But then they edited their post to say that somebody called them several times from a local number claiming that someone else had sold them the laptop and that this fellow was trying to, quote unquote, restore it and needed me to describe it to him and to give him the password to get into it to help restore it. No.
No.
And
definitely not.
And this person said to him, hey, now this is what it was really interesting, was the person who lost the laptop told the person who reportedly has it in their possession that I will pay twice of what I paid for that laptop at the store for you to return it to me. The individual hung up. So, let's say that person paid $1,000 for the laptop and they're offering you $2,000 to return it. The scammer who now has it isn't interested in the $2,000 because they figure if they can get your password to get into that thing, it's worth a lot more than $2,000, whatever they'll be able to exploit. But let me ask you that, Louis. If you did leave your phone or your laptop somewhere and someone stole it, someone has it, and you've got a password to get into it, plus you have password protected apps on it, are you okay? Are you at danger of someone being able to hack into that thing and get all your information?
Like many things, it depends. So, for example, we recommend that people with laptops and smartphones enable encryption on those devices. That is, if you have a Windows machine, you can use BitLocker, which is a feature of Windows that will encrypt the hard drive. And that way, if somebody tries to hack into your laptop trying to get access to the data, they won't be able to. If you don't do that, it's relatively easy to get access to your hard drive and then get the data off of there. Same thing with your smartphone. iPhones, for example, by default are encrypted. Samsung phones are as well, but many other smartphones are not. You have to actually enable that feature in order to encrypt the data on there. And we recommend very much that you do that to any portable device.
Okay, good idea. And if you want to encrypt what is on your laptop or your computer, how do you do that? Where do you start?
So in Windows, you go into settings and then type in encryption or BitLocker if you want to be specific. And then if BitLocker is installed, you will be able to just slide a little slider button to say encrypt my laptop. And it takes about 3 or 4 hours to do a complete encryption, depending on the amount of data that you have. But you can still use the device while it's happening. So it doesn't keep you from using it. It just does it in the background. And same thing with Macs. I think Macs by default now come with encryption enabled. You can disable it, but we absolutely don't recommend you do that. And with smartphones, it depends on the manufacturer and how they configure their encryption algorithms and schemes. But I'm sure you can go online and do a search and find out how your particular phone can be encrypted.
And then last thing, a little advice for our audience regarding use and care and feeding of your laptop. And this is more of a laptop issue than it would be with a desktop tower. But I've noticed sometimes I see that come across a laptop and the power cord to it is a 3-prong. It's got a ground plug on it. And someone dikes off the ground plug. And they do that because, I live in an old house and we don't have any 3-prong plugs. I only have 2-prong plugs. So we just cut off the ground plug and now I can use it. That's not good for your computer. That is, it's very, very dangerous, and it's a good way of your computer getting fried. And so here's the thing. There's a reason why the power supply has a ground plug. If you live in an older home or apartment that only has 2-prong outlets, then if it's an apartment, talk to your landlord about at least getting one of them upgraded to 3-prong. If it's your own home, call an electrician and have them upgrade the outlets to grounded outlets for whichever ones you want. But really, for the care and feeding of your computer, you do not want to dike off those ground plugs.
No, and they do make, if you have a situation like that they do make these grounding and plug adapters that'll convert the 3-prong to 2-prong, but it also has a grounding component to it so that you can ground that to your home. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend just cutting off that grounding plug because that could cause damage to your device.
Exactly. All right. That's Luis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group, joining us today here on Power Talk Radio. Online, alvareztg.com. At AlvarezTG is the X handle. Luis, the toll-free number for the I-Team.
Give us a call at 866-78-I-TEAM. That's 866-784-8326.
And looking ahead to Monday, what are we talking about?
Yeah, tune in to hear about a Microsoft warning about their Quick Assist app and how it can be used to scam you.
That's coming up on Monday's program beginning at 8:30 here on Power Talk Radio. Luis, thanks so much and have a great rest of the weekend, and we'll talk to you on Monday.
You too, my friend. Take care.